Success can take many forms, but most importantly, it can be a positive and uplifting story. This is Success in Iowa.
Thank you for joining us on Success in Iowa. Today we head to the southwest part of the state in Pottawatomie County to visit with some good folks who are part of a nonprofit called Operation 22 Til Freedom. This is a great organization that the purpose is to try to combat veteran suicide, which we all know is a huge problem in this country. Joining us today, president of the organization, Justin Thompson, also vice president, Alicia Frieze, and the outreach director, our veteran outreach director, Sean Frazier. Thank you all for taking time out of your schedule to join us. Justin, let's start with you. I know that this is something you're very passionate about, and this is a
Yes, sir.
this is what you decided needed to happen in the Council Bluffs community. Talk a little bit about the decision that got you going and that made you want to do this.
Well, unfortunately, Todd, back in 2018, we lost numerous Marines I served with, and I've done poker runs my whole life with Harleys and sport bikes and everything else. And we wanted to, I sat down with a few friends like, hey, let's do a poker run and let's donate it to a nonprofit, help some veterans out across the nation. With the success of our first run, my family and my friends, they all boosted me back, and we were able to give up $15,500 to a national nonprofit, which helped out numerous veterans across the nation. And so after that, we sat down and kind of had a discussion like, well, that went pretty good. That's a pretty good poker run for first year. What do we do from here? Do we say that's it? Do we just keep doing poker runs, or do we actually make this a 501c3 and have numerous channels and help out veterans in a home area as well? And we all sat down, and that's what we agreed upon. And that's here we are now, 2 years later, still pushing hard every day.
What kind of support and response have you seen from the community?
Very good. Our first year, we had about 220 writers, which is a very good sized poker run. Last year, we had 338, which is very good sized poker run. We just had a golf outing 2 months ago, and that was very big success for us. Basically, everything that we do so far, it's been going great for us all. Really can't thank everybody else enough for what they all do for us and support us.
So the poker run's going to be coming up in September, is that right?
Correct. It'll be 9/11, the 20-year anniversary, or I can't really say anniversary, but 20-year date of 9/11/01.
Now, a lot of folks that have been on poker runs like yourself understand how the process works, but for someone who has not, or maybe they're saying, what is this all about? Explain how the poker run works.
So our poker run's a little different. We have a lot of small towns here in Southwest Iowa, and with 338 riders, that's just, it'll punish them. They don't have enough staff for that. So what we do is we have two routes. They hit the same bars. We stagger the start time. So every half hour, be a north route, then a south route, north route, south route, vice versa, all the way down until all our riders are out. So basically, we hit all the bars every half hour. They're constantly staying busy. Most poker runs, you draw a card at every bar. We don't do that because that also gets very congested with the bars. So we just do all the cards back at the end. This year, we're ending at Full Fledged Brewing in Council Bluffs, Iowa. We'll do all the cards there, best hand, they get the prize.
What has been the response from some of the veterans that have you been able to make connections with anybody that actually is getting help from this?
Yes, we have. Myself and Sean and myself and a few others have actually had direct contact with people who are getting help through us. And we've also helped out with other nonprofits with direct contact with them as well. So what we're doing is working in numerous ways. Yes.
Well, and we all know that it can be a very difficult thing to reach out for help. And when you're somebody that's been in the military, there's kind of a general belief that, oh, this is a tough guy or a tough woman and they can just handle anything. But what you guys have been through needs some assistance on the back end as well, and that's where you come in. And I think that it's a huge thing that you're doing here, and it sounds like it's just getting started because you've only been going at it for just a few years.
Correct.
So Sean Frazier also joining us. You are the veteran outreach director That is a fancy name that I stumbled across. What does it mean?
It means a lot of things, actually. So the primary focus, everything that I do, and I have two great folks that work with me. And our primary focus is to try to find ways to create resources, way to reach out to our veterans that can get them the help they need, whether it be financial assistance, whether it be mental health resources, an ear to talk to, anything like that. So that's really my primary job. So I wish I could say we all have very specific roles, but it all kind of bleeds together, right? And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We have great teamwork, but the primary goal is to make sure the veterans are getting the assistance and the help they need. And Justin alluded to it. If somebody needs help, they reach out to us. That's really my primary goal is to make sure that if somebody needs something, we can get them the help they need, whether it's from us directly, from a local resource, wherever it may be. That's my main goal, is to make sure we get them that help and get them where they need to go.
You have the website, you are out there on social media, but if somebody's sitting at home and they need your help, a lot of times it can be a difficult thing to even pick up that phone. So how do you make that connection with them?
Well, I think the first thing we always tell people, like, number one, most people have our number. If they don't have our number, you can always message our page. So if you want to message our page, there's actually about 5 of us that have access to it at all times. And if I could show you the log of our activity, we're on it 24/7. So just message our page. And and I'll be honest, 24/7, 7 days a week, I've answered calls, I've made phone calls when I'm on vacation. I know everyone else has too. You message the page, and I can promise you someone will respond to you day or night, and we will get you anything you need, or we'll at least talk to you and figure out what we need to do to help you. That's kind of our primary goal, is to make sure you get the help in a timely manner when you need it. So message the page and we'll be there.
And also knowing, just with you guys, there's strength in numbers. And when you're around some folks that have some shared experiences, even if you didn't know each other in the military, you all shared a lot of the same things, and you can talk about a lot of the same things. And that's, I would think that would be a big draw and also a big help.
No, it definitely is, right? The military, though, it's big in relation to maybe a size of a single employer, right? It's actually very small when you consider the size of, the population of America. So when you think about it, even though there might be a gentleman or a lady who served 30 years before me, or served 10 years after me, we all have a common experience. And even if we did different jobs at different times in different places, you have that common denominator, right? During the military. So it's very easy to start those conversations, and we all have some common things, whatever it may be. So you're right. It's a good thing to have. And I think it builds a little bit trust, not just in us personally, but in our organization, right? We come from the place that we understand what you're going through, because we've all done it, or we've lived with lived through those kind of things, or we have family members that live through it. So this is one of those things that, it's good to always have someone in your corner, but it's really good if that person's been there before too. And that's what we try to do.
I would imagine that at these events, you do hear a lot of stories, and people are always looking for an opportunity to be able to share what it is that's going on with them. And this is a great chance for them to do that.
Yeah, it definitely is. And we hear those stories all the time. And I can't tell you, and these guys can tell how many events we've been to, right? It's a 2-hour event. We're there 3-4 hours later, just because we want to listen, we want to talk. But what we also hear, in addition to whatever that person wants to talk about, we actually hear a lot of success stories. So we've only been around maybe 2 years, but we hear all the time, hey, thank you for the help. That got me where I needed to go. It got me the resources I need, whether it's mental health assistance or VA or whoever it may be. It's good to hear that come around, because that means we know we're doing something right, and what our plan is for the future is working.
Also joining us, Alicia Frieze. Alicia, you're the vice president, and you and I got connected on a different project, which is how I learned about you folks. But talk a little bit about your role, because I know part of it. You're a genius with websites and with social media. So.
Yeah, I'm like, if we were the Wizard of Oz, I'd be the one behind the curtain. I'm just back there doing the things that we need to keep us going. I kind of manage our website. I manage most of our social media pages. I'm the one that kind of looks at our operations, like, what are we doing? What's our next step? How do we keep moving us forward? And so some of the things that we were able to kind of get successfully put under our belt so that we can help individuals. And so we do have like an emergency assistance fund now that's available through our website. If somebody needs funds for food, for utilities, rents, whatever that case may be. They can apply there for that. We also are now connected with another organization that provides some counseling services. So that's kind of my role. As you kind of know, Todd, I'm just connected with the community. So constantly trying to make those connections with us and then keep looking at what that next step is for us to keep us growing while these guys are out there helping everybody on the front end.
You touched on something there that this is new information to me. I didn't know that if someone needs a little financial help with some utilities or something like that you do have a fund there that they can reach out to you and you can try to get some of that to them.
Yeah, so Todd, unlike some organizations, we're very transparent with our funds. We actually 90% of our funds go directly towards programs for our veterans. Only about 10% of that goes to operations. We actually take nothing on the backside ourselves. So all those funds go directly towards that. We have a large pot of that. About 25% of our funds every year go directly towards emergency assistance funds. And so they can apply for that. And we only allow them to apply one time every 3 years. But we definitely have that available to help them.
If someone is listening or watching and wants to be able to help out financially, how do they do that?
So if you go to our website, right on that front page, you can donate to us through our Venmo or our PayPal. Also, you can come to one of our events and support that. We always have merchandise available. We can ship that to you. So if you want to get something to show support for that, you can reach out and request that as well. Right now, we've got our merchandise is available for our poker run. So on the back, it's got all of our sponsors available and the date of that run.
Justin, I want to wrap things up with you. Where do you see this headed? I mean, it seems like it's growing very quickly. What's your ultimate goal, or do you even have one?
Right now, the sky's the limit. About 6 months ago, I got our logo tattooed on my ribs, and to me, that means something to me. And so I'm gonna keep pushing this as far as I can. Our logo is never fight alone. That's what we're here for. We're here to help out as much as possible. So us leaving or backing off, that's not going to happen anytime soon. We're going to keep pushing as hard as we can, keep raising money, keep helping vets. That's our goal, and we're not going to stop.
Well, if you will look down in the comment section here on this YouTube channel, you'll be able to see the links to the different places where you can contribute to Operation 22 Til Freedom. Justin Thompson, Alicia Frieze, Sean Frazier, thank all of you for taking the time. And also, gentlemen, thank you for your service. Thank you for what you're doing now, because this is absolutely just as important as everything that you've done in the past as what you're doing moving forward. So thank you for all the hard work, and continued success to all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.